show up, and he's like, "I got you now." Well, Tim had called Jakari Jackson that lives right by it. Jakari gets there in about 3 minutes. She's amazing. He always answers the phone. And got footage. Then the guy runs over and says, "You can't film." Jakari goes, "I'm smart enough, buddy. I'm on the grass, not on your property." Oh, there's the footage. You guys, we never aired this piece, did we? Okay, well, wait, because I want to air it on the Nightly News and really build it up, because I've forgotten about this. My point is that everywhere I go now, people will jump out and tell me what to do, including citizens. I mean, this is like North Korea or something. And every week I see footage of where they'll have a checkpoint, not at the end of a neighborhood, not with people where they're looking for somebody in, say, in a blue pickup truck, a white male with black mustache. No. They randomly will just stop everyone and come up and point guns at men, women, and children. And then in New York City, they've had 3 cases in the last year I know of where they shoot 9 innocent people, or where a repair guy is pulled over on the Brooklyn Bridge. They go over and shoot him and then try to cover it up. Or a few weeks ago where they shot a bunch of people. I mean, it's like we're there in the game Duck Hunter or something just for them to shoot for their fun or their video game. And man, if a cop gets shot, like happened in California, they go nuts and like have a police riot on the public. And then just decide it's time to shoot up a bunch of innocent people. And, oh, there's 2 women with blonde hair. We're looking for a black Navy veteran. Here, let's shoot up their vehicle. Oh, there's some more white women. Let's shoot them up. Oh, there's a black lady. Let's shoot her up. And they shut down half the state in a big pity party over a couple dead people. You signed up to be warriors. You act like the most obsessed with safety, cowardly people I've ever seen in my life. And it's like this upper class thing to wear camo and armor and strut around. We're all supposed to be scared of you. I see cops everywhere now that bug their eyes out and look at you like you're supposed to be scared of them. Hell, I see a bully acting like that. I want to stomp your ass into the ground. That's what happens when I'm walking around and see some guy posing like he's Mr. Tough Guy and wants to get in a fight with somebody. I won't go down to 6th Street, even though they got some good restaurants down there, for at least 5 years. Because every time I'm down there, even when it's not late, they have roid head bouncers and cops with shaved heads and tattoos all over them, starting fights with people and shoving people and getting people's faces. I don't want to be around you. I don't go to Mexico because the cops act a little bit like that. A little bit like that. And man, I'm getting around. When I see cops standing around in like some kind of combat outfit, bugging their eyes out at the mall or wherever trying to scare people, I go over and go, what are you doing? They're like, what do you mean? What do you want? I'm like, well, you're acting like you're about to go into the ring, the octagon or something. Well, we heard some intelligence. Bull! You live in a fairy tale, man! The stinking government's the threat! It runs Al-Qaeda! I mean, I can't imagine if I walked around acting like I was going to beat people up. I would expect people to come over and get in a fight with me. I mean, I grew up in Dallas, folks. People that walked around like that, if you walked around the street for 2 minutes like you wanted to fight, somebody would just stop their car and get out and go, what are you looking at me like that for? You want to get in a fight? And there'd be people going to the hospital. Man, you walk around like that, you better be ready. I am sick of your crap. Excuse me, folks. I shouldn't even be on air right now. I start thinking about this. I mean, I just start thinking about how much I got to put up with it. I'm so sick of it. All these... I don't live in North Korea because I don't want to be around it. I don't live in Mexico. I don't want to be around it. And now I live in a third world country with a bunch of little boys playing soldier. I'm sorry occasionally some of your little drug dealer pals shoot at you or something. Because they play shoot-em-up games all day and think they're, you know, cool prisoners or whatever. I mean, I hate those. Let me tell you, the little gang member thugs act just like the cops. It's the same thing. I'll be at a gas station. It could be white thugs, black thugs, white thugs, you know, wife beater shirts, getting out, bugging their eyes out like they got a problem. I'm going, oh God. I go, if I look down, they're going to say something, and then I'm not going to be able to handle it. I'm like, okay, I got the rifle right there in the back of my car. I'm not going to get in a fight with them, but if they come over here, I'm going to just get in my car and drive off. They pull a gun. How fast can I get to that rifle? I mean, this is the country I live in, folks, with all these little thug men and this thug culture and this gangster culture and this MTV wannabe tough guy culture and all these Hollywood movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and that other roid head, Sylvester Stallone, all acting tough, running around, and people, and you go see those movies, it's full of cops and military actually believing all that's real. But it's always the cadets. It's not real soldiers that actually want to go see stuff like that, because all it does is give them flashbacks. They know it's not even real. I know I've gone into a rant. We're going to go to your phone calls when we come back. I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to go off into all that. Oh, man, I just can't handle it anymore. I just can't handle it anymore. This country is such a joke. I mean, it's such a joke. And I don't say that with pleasure. I'm sad about it. We have to admit that we're a joke if we're ever going to turn this country around. We've got to admit, and again, it's not just the cops. The cops on average, I got to say, compared to the general public, on average are better people. But they got thug ones, and they're even more dangerous when you get a little gangster wannabe with a badge and a gun. It's very upsetting to me. I mean, I walk in places and you'll see like some one little thug bugging their eyes out at you or something, and you try to ignore them. You know what it is? I don't like fake men. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a very loving, sweet, caring, compassionate person. And I'm the type of person, like a dog, if somebody bugs their eyes out at me or gets in an aggressive stance, I start getting in an aggressive stance. And I don't like that. There's no reason for everybody to be acting like this. And I rue the day I pull up and cops are pointing guns at me for their egos or whatever, or because they're living in fear. And that's why they're so upset when we have open carry rallies, because they're the only ones that are allowed to have guns. They're the only ones that are... You know, by the way, pointing a gun at someone without probable cause, without believing you're an imminent threat, is a type of assault, and it is menacing with a deadly weapon, and it's illegal. And there's a bunch of laws it breaks, and I personally am sick and tired of it. And we don't have any guests today. I've kind of got my rant done now, and we'll get into all of the huge Obamacare news, the huge economic news, all of it. All of it. And the good news is the military is waking up, because they actually live in the real world, especially combat vets, and they know what a third world this is now, and they don't like what's happening. But man, I look at all the scum and all the thugs and the gangster types that run our government and all the disconnected from reality wimps who think this gangster culture is tough. I mean, it makes me want to throw up. And I'm so tired of it. This country is just absolutely degenerating around us, and it makes me want to puke. We'll be right back with your phone calls.